Now we're recording, and we had a little chit chat, and now we're ready to uh, do a 4-minute miracle. And I asked if anybody would like to try to guide somebody else in a 4-minute miracle with me here backing them up. So I think Sarah said that she wasn't ready yet, but anybody else want to try? Well, let me interrupt here. Kelly, we did a 4-minute
Yeah.
miracle for you last week. Seemed like a
Mhm.
pretty good one.
Yeah.
Did you notice the fallout from it?
Actually, you know what's interesting? Ever since that, I've had back pain that came in. Like I've had not right. I mean, right away it felt okay. Like what we tapped on doesn't seem to bother me, but and then I had like a physical sensation coming after that. It was like, I want to say maybe. So that was what, Thursday. So like Sunday, Monday, I started getting like this back pain that would not quit.
Interesting.
So I thought that was interesting. I feel like maybe I stumbled down a rabbit hole of
once in a while you'll pull a layer off and something else will show up.
Yeah. But I mean, I can read off the here and try to guide somebody through it. If you like, since we did them last week, I can get someone.
Okay, you have a low bandwidth. Maybe you can turn the camera off.
Yeah.
Okay, now say something.
Is that better?
Oh, much better.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Okay, so do we have any volunteers for a 4-minute miracle? Nobody wants a 4-minute miracle? Nobody has an event that comes from a simple single event?
Oh,
I've been trying to think.
You already know that it's more difficult for me to do that, so I'm not going to try it.
Okay. So I think Sarah started to say something.
I've been trying to think of all day something. I can't think of any, because as practitioners, we really have to stay up on our, we have to keep up on everything. So I'm like, I can't think of anything stressful. You know what I mean? That I've been racking my brain.
How about being stressed by trying to not be stressed?
Well, okay, so I do get triggered at work a little bit because I work, I'm a florist and I work for a mom and daughter, and they do trigger me sometimes. So maybe, but it's more than just one, you know what I mean? I don't know if that would
multiple issues, same thing again and again.
Yeah, so that's not
any one instance stand out?
Well, the other day, my boss asked because she's been gone a lot, and so I've been doing most of the work, and she asked me, "Are you getting burnout?" And I was like, "I'm the one here doing." I mean, so that did kind of, and I don't like to have that kind of an attitude or feel that way, about anything, and so it did kind of rub me raw. Maybe we could try tapping on that.
Okay.
Because it does really piss me off more than most things.
Okay. How strong is that pissed off?
Well, when I think about it, probably like a 7. It's pretty agitating, pretty disrespectful.
Okay.
I feel.
Okay. What are the feelings? Oh, there, Kelly. You try getting her. Let me shut my mouth here.
No, because I'm still learning. I only did the once, so I'm trying to remember everything. So I'm watching you is helpful too. So that's what you want to do. You want to ask what the feelings are associated with it. I'm guessing. Yeah.
What the feelings and what the intensity is.
Okay. So what are the feelings? What are the intensity?
Okay, so the feelings would be, like I feel disrespected.
Okay.
Unappreciated.
Okay.
And that causes me to feel annoyance and agitation, and probably those things. Okay.
And the intensity?
Well, like a 7 probably.
Okay.
It's pretty annoying.
Well, take a good look. Make sure it's about a 7 right now.
Yeah, I'd call it a 7.
Okay. You want to take over, Kelly?
Okay, so what do we do next now? This is where I'm like, I need a step by step. So
You need to follow the tapping script and
Okay.
fill in the blank for her about her annoyance, 7 level, and any other little things that may be there.
okay.
So she
So
mentioned disrespected, annoyed, and what else?
annoyed, undervalued, or not
Yeah,
valued.
undervalued, absolutely. Like unappreciated.
Okay. So is this a pre-feeling the outcome part?
Nope.
Okay.
That's for
Okay.
manifestation.
Okay.
So do we start tapping?
Yeah, I'm lost now. I'm
Oh.
sorry. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's what we do now because that's what I'm stuck on the pre-feel the outcome.
Yep. You guide her in the, and all of us in the tapping.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll all add our energies to her healing.
Okay. So we're gonna.
I'm ready.
So we're starting now.
I'm ready too.
And do we start with pre-feel the outcome? That
No,
is like
no.
just reading.
No.
Okay.
That's when you manifest. You pre-feel the outcome when you manifest.
Okay, so you don't say
Okay.
that part.
Okay. Okay. So let me say there is a part of me.
And I repeat, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Right. Am I correct, George? Stop me if I'm doing something wrong, please.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So there is a part of me.
There is a part of me
There is a part
Sarah
of her, Sarah,
That knows how to
No,
that
it's
knows
how
how to.
knows
knows how to
Let go and heal.
they go and
Like-
heal.
go
Go
and
and
heal
heal.
Go and heal.
This
from
feeling
the
of
annoyance.
from
From
the
The
annoyance,
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 Disrespect.
respect,
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 Disrespect. Yeah.
undervalued,
Agitation.
Undervalued.
undervalue,
Undervalued.
Undervalued.
unappreciated,
agitation, unappreciation,
appreciated,
not appreciated,
Agitated. Agitation.
agitated,
agitated, unfair treatment,
Unfulfillment.
unfair treatment.
unfair
Unfair treatment.
unfair treatment,
Fair treatment. Go ahead, Kelly. That part of her being.
The part of being
That part of my being
that part of my
being
being
Part of my being.
is willing to inform
is
is
willing to
willing to
inform
inform
the rest of me now.
the rest
rest
of
of
rest
me.
of
now.
her
for
now.
now.
It is doing so now
It is doing so
so
now
Now,
with unlimited love,
Done
With
it.
With
Unlimited love,
unlimited love,
grace, and ease.
grace,
Grace
Grace
and
and
ease.
My mind,
My
the
mind.
mind,
her mind,
body, and spirit
Body.
body, and
and
body
spirit,
and spirit,
are receiving the love,
Are
Are
receiving
receiving
love,
the love,
healing,
healing.
healing,
information,
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 permission, and deep joy
and deep
Mission.
joy.
and
Joy.
deep
now.
joy.
Now,
Now,
Now.
deep
take a
healing
deep breath
now.
in. Information transfer is now complete. So be it. It is done.
is now complete.
Transfer is now
done.
complete.
So
Very
Done.
good done now.
So be it. It is done.
So be it. It is
Be
done.
it is done.
So it is. So it is
So be
done.
it.
You
How
look
do you
different,
feel?
Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel?
It feels like somebody wiped the chalkboard off of it. Like just dry erased it off.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah, amazing. All right, I've never witnessed that before. What a trip. Cool. That is great. It's got to be stronger because there's so many people doing it, probably.
It could be.
Yeah.
But
Well, now they're going to be able to
one
push
round,
me
one
around.
round,
It's
of,
not going to bother me.
but one round of tapping is not unusual.
Wow, that's cool.
It happens
Thanks,
most of
guys.
the time.
You're welcome.
So it's completely zero.
Yeah, I don't feel like I even want to think about, I could, yeah, I'm okay with it.
What about stuff in the field? Do you feel anything in the quantum field?
No, it feels pretty clear.
What about everybody else who is tapping this, like who might share the same issues? Do you guys feel anything in the field?
I've got tingles. I've got tingles on my hands and my like my feet, like my body's buzzing. I got the buzzing, the energy buzzing.
So all you feel clear? All of you
Yeah.
guys.
I think so.
Hmm.
I feel
That's
good
good.
about it.
Awesome.
So that's a script. That's great.
Okay. So there it is. I'm
Good
not
job,
the only one
Kelly.
that can do 4-minute miracles.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to volunteer? Anybody else want to try?
I want to try.
Okay.
I need to look at the script though.
It's on
Oh, you know what?
It's on the chat room.
Yeah, I have to. Oh, it's on the chat room.
Oh, cool.
How do I see that? I'm on my phone.
There's at the bottom of my screen. There's a chat icon.
Oh, okay.
Click on that.
You go under more, and then on the more pops up the chat.
Well, it's like what I see is like a blank. I don't see anything on chat.
Oh.
I do.
Maybe because she joined after you share the script.
Oh,
I
okay.
can send it to you. I can copy
Oh,
paste
thank
it to
you.
you.
Thank you. I'm a little vague on the script, like so I can't do it out of my mind. I still need to look at it.
Okay, so she's going to put it in the room again.
Thank you. Let me see on the yeah, I see. Okay. So, alrighty.
There it is, 3 times.
Yeah. Thank you. I
missed the
see it.
first P.
I see it.
Me too.
Okay. So what do we want to talk about?
You're going to try to lead it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got all befuddled because you've got Angel Dust Productions, and
Uh-huh.
Erica. That's right. There we go.
Yeah.
My memory is not the best with names, so we need somebody to volunteer.
Yeah.
Maybe Kelly's back thing that showed up. Can you try that?
Oh.
I just volunteer, Kelly.
Did
Sorry.
it come from a simple
No,
single
it's
event?
okay. I mean, nothing specifically happened. It's just I started getting low back pain that,
Well, it could be something from emotional. It's not just back. So we can dive into it if you like.
well, that's how, I mean, normally, like when I look at that, I mean, I've been spending the whole week like going, the traditional route, not George's method, which doesn't dive in. Like I've been like unraveling like
Mhm.
past traumas. Low back has to do with lack of support and emotional stuff. Like I start like going into that sort of stuff. So I've been doing that all week. I don't know. It's probably deeper than what one tapping
I
session.
do see the guy. I feel like he is Mediterranean descent, and he did die from breaking his back.
So you went into a past life of hers.
Yeah, I saw your past life.
Yeah.
I just saw the vision. So if you are up for it, let's tap in, and it could, like, whatever the emotional issue is, it will resolve as a collective as well. So how do you feel about that?
I think that's too involved. I thought, but
I agree with you, Kelly.
yeah, because that's something
we-
I've never discussed or even thought of. So
We can do later on in this tonight. Past life
Yeah,
session.
and we can do something simple.
Yeah.
Somebody else then.
So
Or we
anybody
can
else?
tap something.
Anybody else have something for a 4-minute miracle? A simple single event based discomfort?
Or something we want to manifest.
That's what we do in a tapping group. That's not what I'm intending
Oh, okay.
today.
Okay.
We can dive into that if there's a huge interest, but I prefer to do the 4-minute miracles first because they're really quick
Oh, okay.
and really
Okay.
cool and very clear.
Oh, okay.
So what about like fears? Like I've always been afraid of thunderstorms, and I can trace it back to one single event.
Maybe like we can tap into collective fears of this group, no?
Okay,
Like fear
one
in general.
Kelly, you said one simple event you can trace it back to?
Yeah, I was stuck in a car, and lightning struck the car, and we were tossed around by a tornado in it. That may be too traumatic, though. I don't know if that's if that's delving into too much trauma, but it was one single event.
Okay. So
When I
you
was- when I
have
was-
fear of lightning. Is that what you said?
Well, lightning, like thunderstorms, like whenever there's like
Thunderstorm. Okay.
lightning, thunder. Yeah.
Okay. So anybody want to try to lead her in that? That sounds like a possible.
I can read.
Okay.
So I have a question. Like when we pre-feel the outcome, we collectively pre-feel it.
No, I said that's when you manifest. That's part
Okay.
of the script when you're manifesting.
Okay,
Or
so
as I
I
say,
can forget about that.
Somebody wants
Okay.
to manifest, an ozone generator like I did. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so,
So
how are you going to feel when you get it? That's what I say. That's
okay,
pre-feel,
so
yeah.
I can skip that. Okay, got it. Okay, I can
So
start.
you have to talk about you have to feel the intensity and sort that out, right? Correct?
Yeah.
First,
What are the emotions?
well, the emotions is fear, panic, fear of dying, and lack of control. Like that, I have no control over a thunderstorm. It's out of so
Right.
there's a lack of control. The noise from it.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just mostly fear, panic, and lack of helplessness, I guess, would be another word.
What?
Because you're helpless.
How strong is it? Scale 1 to 10.
When I'm in it, it's a 10. I mean, it's bad. Like
Okay.
yeah. So.
As you think about it now, what's the intensity?
Well, we got one building right now where I'm at here in New Jersey, and I'm already starting to get anxious, and I'm at about a 6, 7 right now.
Okay,
from that.
that's pretty
So,
good. Okay, so
it's not
let's
even here yet, so it's just building. So
let's start tapping this.
okay.
So there's a part of me
There is a part of me
There is a part of me
knows how to
It knows how to.
that knows how to
release all this
release
fear
all this fear
release all this fear
connected to lightnings.
The lightning.
connected to lightning.
to lightning.
That part of my being
Hold on. What other feelings are there? There's fear, out of control.
yeah, okay.
Fear out of control.
Out of control.
Fear out of control.
What else?
What else?
Fear
Helplessness.
of dying.
Helplessness.
Fear of dying.
Helplessness. Fear of
Fear
dying.
of dying.
Fear of dying.
Panic.
What else?
Panic. Yeah.
Panic. What else?
Fear of the noise.
And
Fear of the noise.
fear of the noise.
this level 10 where when you are there,
Yeah.
or right now level 6 or 7 feeling of fear?
7 level
Feeling
feeling
of
of fear.
7 level of fear, yes.
That part of my being is willing to inform.
Part of my
And
being.
part of my
Part
being
of
is
her
willing
being
to
is willing to
Willing
inform.
inform.
to inform
The rest of me now.
Rest
The rest
of
The
me
The rest
rest
now.
of
of
her
her
now.
now.
rest of me now.
It's doing so
It's doing so.
It's doing so
now with unlimited love,
Now with
Now,
unlimited
with
love,
unlimited love,
love,
grace, and ease.
grace,
and
and
ease.
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 My mind, body, and spirit
My
Uh,
our
mind,
mind, body, and spirit
are receiving
I
are
receive
Receiving.
receiving
the love,
the love,
the
the
love,
love,
Love.
the love,
healing,
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 Healing.
healing,
information, permission,
information,
information,
Permission.
permission,
permission,
and deep relief. Now,
and deep,
deep relief
deep
now.
deep
now.
relief now.
take a deep breath and feel this release. Experience the healing and the insight. Information transfer is not complete.
information transfer is now complete.
Information
Information
transfer
transfer is complete.
Complete.
So be it.
So be
So
it.
be
So
it.
be it.
So be it.
It is done.
It is
It
done.
is
It is
done.
done.
Now, what's the level of feeling now?
Um, it's weird after I do this because I always have this sort of like, I don't want to call it a disconnect, but it's like this lack of feeling. Like I don't feel anything. Like I get this sort of, it's not a bad feeling. It's not a numb feeling, but that's the only way I can sort of relate it. It's like the absence of any sort of emotion.
More of
So-
like a disassociation?
No, because I do disassociate, and that's not what it is. It's like, it's almost like, all right, what were we talking about? Like it's like forgetting what we were talking about before. So I know we were talking about storms, but yeah, I don't feel as anxious as I did. I'm
Okay.
probably down to like a 3
Oh, cool.
from
So
a
let's
7.
stop.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else do you feel now?
I don't really feel anything, and that's unique for me because I feel everything. I'm usually one raw nerve,
Okay.
like one raw emotion.
So
Sounds like it
let's
worked.
talk.
That's what I mean. I think it's okay. I think
Do you feel confused, or you don't feel anything? That's you feel good, or what do you mean you don't feel anything?
it's not good and it's not bad. It's sort of just like a neutral in the
Okay.
now. Just like it brings you into like the now moment. Like when you focus on the now and you don't have a good or a bad feeling, you just are. That's kind of the only way I can sort of describe it.
And how do you feel outside of you, like in the field? Do you feel anything like outside of fear is ringing around on the your field? Do you feel anything?
Oh, and my energy field? Oh gosh, we don't even want to delve into that today. So let's not go there.
But
We're just
maybe
going to focus on here now.
maybe some of them are outside. Maybe you might be feeling that. That's why maybe 3.
It's a possibility, yeah, because there's probably more that goes into that than
Yeah, let's stop that.
yeah.
There's a part of me
There is a part of me
that knows how to.
I don't
that
know.
knows how
It knows
to
how to
Let go and
This
heal the
level-
remaining.
This level 3
heal.
let
fear.
go
Level 3
and heal the remaining.
This remaining level 3.
is
Remaining level 3
And whatever lingering on the field,
and whatever's lingering in the field.
Finger in the field.
that part of me, my being is willing to inform.
That part of me
is
my
Kelly's
being
informed.
is willing to inform
The rest of me now
The
the
rest
rest
of
of me
of
now.
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 is doing so now
It's doing so
Doing so
now
now.
with unlimited love,
with
With
unlimited
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 love.
love.
Grace and ease.
Grace.
Grace and
Grace
ease.
and ease.
My mind, body, and spirit are receiving.
Her
My
mind.
mind,
Mind, body,
body,
and
and spirit are receiving.
receiving.
Or receiving.
With love,
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 Love.
information,
Healing
Awesome.
information.
love,
Information.
healing,
Information.
information,
mission,
permission, and deep relief now.
permission,
Permission.
permission,
Permission,
and deep relief now.
And deep
and
relief.
deep
Deep
relief
relief
now.
joy.
now.
It's
Take
joy.
a deep breath and experience healing and insight. Information transfer is now complete.
Information
Information
transfer.
Information
transfer is now
transfer is
complete.
now complete.
So be it.
It,
So be it.
So
So
be
be
it.
it.
So
It
be
is done.
It is
it is
done.
It is
done.
It
done.
is done.
How do you feel now?
The only thing that changed this time was that I had this sort of heaviness lift off of my chest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of a big thing, I think, right?
Yeah. So what
That's great.
level? Is it 0? It was 3 before.
Right now, there's nothing because I'm like I said, I'm in that sort of now moment where there's nothing bothers you in the now. Like when you're in the now and you're in that sort of state, like nothing matters at that point. Like there's no good, bad. It's just neutrality, like
Mhm.
peaceful neutrality, where there's nothing. Yeah.
So it's 0 now?
I guess that's what you would probably say. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Alrighty.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
So there we go. That's great.
So when the storm rolls in, we'll see how it goes because it's rolling in.
Okay. So, anybody want to take and go with a quick past life? Hopefully we can do one quickly. Or you want to do something else? For instance, we can work on affirmation tail enders. I can share with about that, how that works.
Yeah.
How to
Yeah,
manifest.
that's interesting.
Tatiana.
I heard that's interesting, which means like the affirmation tail enders.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, what is that?
Awesome. What is that?
Okay. Gary Craig, way back 20 years ago, I guess it was, something like that, did a workshop called From EFT to the Palace of Possibilities.
Hmm.
Okay, they're very popular and very common. And worst case, if somebody wants to take and distribute the whole workshop, I can take and bring off the DVDs and send it via. I think I can send it via. Maybe not. That's right. It might be too big. Via Zoom. But anyway, in there, one of the things he did near the end of the workshop, he said affirmations work.
Hmm.
They really work. They're this and this and this and this. Really very good. Okay. And he says, now what's your reaction to it? And some people says, well, not my experience. One guy says, my mind says bullshit. I tried it, didn't work.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Gary Craig says, okay, now what you have to do to make the affirmations work is you have to make sure you got the right affirmation. He said he went from $18,000 a year to over $400,000 a year using affirmations. The first year, his affirmation when he was making $18,000 a year was I easily, consistently earn $40,000 a year. And he said he had a very positive attitude and he just kept doing that and just bowled through all the yes buts, all of the doubts. He just kept going, and by the end of the year, he was making $40,000 a year. And he said he had these, I'm sure he's had these feelings come up. He said it was like the thoughts like, you can't do that. You're not a $40,000 a year guy. How are you going to do that? All those yes buts, okay? Now he says, when those yes buts come up, you address those with the tapping. Just like we did with the 4-minute miracle. What's the intensity? Tap. Down to 0. He says, you will manifest your affirmation. And I went, that's brilliant and simple. I mean, really simple and brilliant. I said, I got to try that. So I said, I'm going to fix his affirmation a little bit because I don't like the limitations I see. So I made my affirmation. What's that?
I agree.
Oh, you agree? Okay. I said, my affirmation is I easily, consistently, and joyfully
I love the
bring
joyful.
in, okay, I don't have to earn it necessarily. And a better word is receive, but I use bring in my thing.
Mm-hmm.
At least, I don't want to put an upper limit on it, X dollars a month. I was aiming for 2.5 times what I was bringing in. And so I said my affirmation and paid very close attention to any thoughts, feelings, or body sensations that came up. And then when they came up and I noticed them, I tapped them away. Now, the most productive time was the very first thing in the morning before I even opened my eyes. That was the most productive time to getting those thoughts, feelings, and body sensations. I did it for 3 weeks. At the end of the 3 weeks, I had an affirmation that came up was, you've got, tail end, I mean, you got part of it, where's the rest of it? And I laughed because it felt like the dying gasp of the resistance. And so anyway, I tapped that away. I got up, got an email. The guy wanted to buy some DVDs for me, so there was some more. And then later in that day, my friend Sandra, who had asked to buy the firewood for me as if it was for her, but you know, she got a bargain because she was Native American, married to a Native American. Anyway, she informed me that somebody came by and gave her the money for my firewood for the winter and did not want to be known. There was my 2.5. I didn't figure anything out. I just tapped away all the tail enders, one after the other, probably about 3 a day.
Tail enders.
Yeah. The yes
Those
button.
are opposing thoughts?
When you say, I easily, consistently, and joyfully receive at least X dollars a month, okay, a thought will come in and say, you can't do that. How are you going to do that? You got to have a plan. All those doubts, all those yes buts, those are the tail enders.
Okay.
Do
You just tap
we
those
have to put the exact dollar amount?
That's what I've done. You can do whatever you want with it. I'm just telling you the process.
Okay.
Well, you can put at least
Yeah,
such
if
amount.
it's at least, it
At
doesn't
least.
really matter much.
Yeah, but you don't want to. You don't want to start going. You know, let's say you're bringing in I don't know, $1,000 a month, okay, and you don't want to aim for $50,000 a month because that will bring in too many yes buts, too many doubts, too many hurdles to overcome. Make it a bit of a challenge, but don't make it, you know, huge.
So like a reachable, realistic
Yeah,
amount.
yeah, yeah. And you don't need to make it for money. Okay.
Exactly.
You can do this for anything. If I had somebody who'd take and get me over my blocks and working with me, I would go for instance, manifesting. Well, here's one I got. I easily, safely, and joyfully, with fun and laughter, create a chain reaction and participate in a chain reaction of consciousness expansion.
It's very humanitarian. Of you, George?
Yeah.
So that's probably what I would do. Well, to me, a chain reaction of consciousness expansion will lead to paradise, and I want to live in paradise. It's very selfish of me. So I also have.
What was that script, George? I easily, safely, when you were
Well,
tapping that?
you like my affirmation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
I easily, safely, and joyfully, with fun and laughter, create
I like that part.
create and participate in a chain reaction of consciousness expansion.
Can somebody write it in the chat, please?
Sure.
Say
Thank
once
you.
more, George. Can you say once more, George? Just to
Once
check.
more?
I easily,
I can just repeat it once
safely,
more.
and joyfully, with fun and laughter, create and participate in a chain reaction of consciousness expansion.
Sounds good.
I love it. I like the chain reaction
Yeah,
part. It
that's
takes
quite
all the
cool.
pressure off.
Yeah.
I already got yeah butts coming in with that affirmation. I know that's crazy, isn't it? To have like yeah butts coming in with that.
Oh no.
What coming in with that?
So yes, but you know when I hear that affirmation, I'm like yes, but wouldn't that do this and like I'm already have them coming in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's start tapping.
Yes, that's it.
Yep.
Tap those away. Shall we do that right now? Let's tap some of those. You got all of them?
No.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
What's the yes button?
Would that be beneficial for everybody? Like that to me, like is everybody expanding their consciousness gonna help? Because some people wouldn't it be not beneficial to? Like I'm not a one size fits all person. So I think
Okay.
They
like
can take it or leave it.
yeah, like that's how I feel. Like But
Well, there'll be some people that will take off with it. They'll be part of the chain reaction when it starts, and other people will be later on, and pretty soon I think it will be irresistible. When
I already see it happening, like with the way this year's gone, with everybody just getting shaken up like a little bit, and I'm like, I don't think people are really prepared. Like I don't think like the mass is gonna be prepared.
So they won't participate. That's okay.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
they
make
have
will
a
be
choice.
slow. They will be slowly.
Yep, they have a choice.
Yeah, it
You
doesn't
mean
say
right now
anything
or
about
slowly?
this. It doesn't say anything about the speed of which
That's
Yeah.
true.
expansion.
Their
That is
own
true.
speed, their own comfortable speed.
Hmm.
I think love will be irresistible
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yes.
because this will be everybody loving everybody.
Yeah. Let's do this.
And that's one
Let's
of the
do it.
cool things that I've experienced just in the last few years. When I do surrogate sessions, I've actually done surrogate sessions for people I have a lot of judgment about. And when I see why they do what they do, that judgment just vaporizes.
George, I have a question about surrogate session. Like when you want to do surrogate session, someone you love, but can we do that without their permission? We need their permission to do surrogate session with their issues.
Look up on YouTube, Gary Craig and the word permission. My understanding is that if it's not right for them, it won't work.
Oh,
Right.
I see.
Right.
Okay.
But what about if on the soul level they want it, but mind level they're not there yet?
Right.
So
It'll
my
work.
question is, if you're gonna do the surrogate session, are we taking over their journey, like taking away their journey of how they want to learn?
Only if they are ready.
See it. If it's not good for them, it won't work.
Right.
Hmm.
So you don't need to
The
worry
higher
about it.
self will,
Yeah.
yeah,
Look
will
on
Can
either
you
give
do?
permission or not.
Go to
You can
YouTube.
still.
Go to YouTube and look up Gary Craig permission. He has about a 10-minute video there, 8-minute video, something like that. He does a beautiful job of explaining it.
I
Yeah,
see.
I see two 4-minute videos. So do
Maybe
we
it
need
was-
permission for surrogate tapping? Is actually
okay.
4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes. Okay. Yeah, shorter than I remember.
Okay, I check that out. Thanks.
I used to think about that. What is your name? Alexis? I'm sorry,
Erica.
Erica, thank you. And then somebody suggested on the forum that if it's the higher self will allow or block, so you don't even ask.
Yeah, I know, like matrix energetics, we don't need any permission because it's only works for good, highest
Yes,
people.
yeah. So if it's for good, then it's used or not, but
Okay, so I'll try that.
Does anybody want to hear the class I did years ago about affirmation tail enders? It's probably about an hour audio.
Yeah, if you can share it with
Yeah,
us.
You can share send it, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So there. That should be it.
Cool, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Need to have
sorry, didn't mean to open that up.
Okay. So we've already done a lot here. Anybody want something else?
Yeah, I want it all and I want it now.
Yes! The tap on that.
Anybody has a problem with that?
No, we can tap the consciousness thing, then we can finish.
Yeah.
I have a question,
Tap that.
George. About okay, so you've got your 4-minute miracles, and so if you're not tapping, if it's not something that a 4-minute miracle can take care of, and it is like, say it's like a fear-based or like trauma-based stuff, what is your kind of, do you have like a regimen that you would do as far as
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I do. Very good question.
how does that work if it's more than a 4-minute miracle and not a past life?
Okay. It's what?
Not a past life and greater than a 4-minute miracle. Like how, what?
I go straight into past life.
That's just kind of what I mean.
I
What if
have
you're
to
dealing
go.
with trauma from this life?
That's stupid most of the time. Bluntly put, dealing with trauma from this life is stupid. Okay?
Why?
Because it works crappy. It causes them all kinds of pain and trauma. It's difficult. I thought I told you this last week. Maybe I did. But I worked with this gal who told me that when she was 12 years old, her brother died in an accident on the farm. Okay? He was 14 when he died. She said that was so horrific that in 50 years, she could not revisit that in her mind. Okay? Now, I've worked with people with traumas, from this lifetime, and it was not fun for me, and it was way, way not fun for them. Okay? So this is one of those almost certain to not be fun at all. Okay? And so I said to her, let's see if we can't get underneath that with a past life. Now, this was confirming my theory because I'd had experiences, but this one is like, okay, this is going to really probably tell the story. So I guided her to the cause behind her brother's death pain. Okay? She found herself in a tomb. She said a great leader like Jesus had just died. We know that's the wrong name. And she says, all love is gone. All hope is gone. All reason for living is gone. It must have been absolutely horrendous in that past life. Okay?
Hmm.
That incredible being, you know, loving, on and on and on and on, suddenly die. Okay? And so anyway, we tapped on that one round and it seemed to go away. So I said to her, all right, I want you to tippy toe into that scene of your brother's death. I want you to find out if what's left there. Okay? I don't want you struggling.
Hmm.
Don't want you struggling. I don't want you trying to push through any pain. The instant you find any intensity, I want you to stop. So pretty soon she says, okay, I'll stop. She says, all of my own pain was gone, but my own pain back then was so extreme, I was oblivious to my mother's pain. And now I can see my mother's pain, and that hurts. So I said to her, all right, well, let's see if we can't get that one. So pretty soon she says, I'm an angel. I'm with other angels, and one of my angels have left. Not meaning she's the head honcho, but one of the group. They were all one. You know, that's how they saw each other. And we tapped on that pain. One round again, gone. She went into bliss. She was reveling in her bliss and reveling in her bliss and reveling in her bliss. And finally I said, I think you can come back to this anytime you want to. And she reveled in her bliss and reveled in her bliss and reveled in her bliss. She said, all right, let's get this finished. I want to spend hours in this feeling. So she went back in. She said, all of my own pain was gone. All of my pain with my mother's pain was gone. The whole session took 30 minutes because she needed to talk about it near the beginning and she needed to revel in her bliss. 2 rounds of tapping. Now, anybody
You
Yeah,
did tell
but
me
I-
about that last week. Yeah.
Anybody want to hear that session? I have it. I can send you the link in the chat here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that the traumas in this life are related to the ones in the past life because of the agreements we made.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
That's what happened there. You know, the trauma with her brother's death was an echo of the trauma of losing the great
Right.
leader, the great.
Oh, you kind of bypass this life trauma and just kind of go right to the past life. And
Right.
that seems to take care of.
Don't try to just guide them to the key to trauma behind it.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, I'm glad you said that, Sarah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there it is. Okay, there's the brother's death. It's half-hour audio. Now
And
I'll tell you another story. Stop me if this is old for any of you. But I worked with this woman who she said she did 15 years of various therapies. The last thing she did was 8 years of reverse speech metaphor restructuring with David Oates.
wow.
And she was trying to work on her grief. Now, when she was 4 years old, she got angry. She stomped across the street. Her 3-year-old baby brother chased after her, got hit by a bus, and was killed. Her parents blamed her and locked her out of the house. At 4 years old, they blamed her. She never saw that home again. Later on, she was adopted. She said she loved her adopting father, and you know, in her young adulthood, he died. And so more grief there. Then when her only 2 children, both boys, were 19 and 20, I think, or 19 and 21, died in a fire, both of them in the same day.
Oh, hell.
Okay. And a few years after that, her husband dies in an automobile accident. Grief upon grief upon grief.
Mm.
And so I tried tapping with her on those griefs. And we didn't really get much traction with EFT. And so I said to her at the end of the 3rd or 4th session, I don't remember which one, I said, let's try something different. I said, I want you to have those feelings of grief form a past life scenario. It could be anything. Fairly quickly, she tunes in and says, Okay, I was kidnapped and taken from my children. We tried tapping on that, it wouldn't go down. So I said, go to another past lifetime. And she says, okay, I was born an orphan. My mother died giving birth to me. Massive grief there, you know. You come into this world, there's no mother.
Mm.
And so anyway, we tapped on that, it wouldn't go down. And then I stumbled in the right direction. I said, go to another lifetime, maybe we'll get to the key lifetime. She went to the key lifetime. She said, I killed people and enjoyed it. Presumably, later in that lifetime, she had regrets, okay? We tapped on that, killing people and enjoying it. It was gone in one round. I tested and tested and tested. It was gone. No grief there left around being born the orphan. So I said, all right, I want you to take a look at, not born, no grief left around the killing people and enjoying it. I said, all right, you go take a look at being born the orphan. What's the intensity there? Nothing. I tested, asked her questions. Nothing there. It was all gone. So I said, all right, I want you to take a look at being kidnapped and taken from your children. Nothing there. Gone. I didn't check very hard there because the pattern was pretty clear. So I said to her, all right, I want you to look at the scene of losing your only 2 children in that fire on that day. And she goes, this is so weird. This is so weird. Just a few minutes ago, it was so intense. And now it's like an ordinary event. It all rolled up with that one round of tapping on the key core trauma. 15 years of therapy trumped by one round of tapping on the key core past life trauma.
That's great, George. That must have made you feel wonderful.
Oh, yeah. It was cool. And what was also interesting is the insight they got. You think about karma. People talk about karma, right? Well,
Yeah.
I think this could be pretty much how it works. In a past life, she killed people and enjoyed it. Didn't understand what she did. Okay? So then she created the other side of it for herself. Again and again and again, and 3 or 4 more times in this lifetime.
Yeah.
That kept her working at it, and we got it.
So you feel like the verbiage going to the key lifetime was the manner in which you arrived at the
She went
saying
there.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said that, and she, you know, I actually sort of thinking about it. I just out loud said, maybe we'll get to the key lifetime. She went to the key lifetime.
Key lifetime. Okay, cool.
The key trauma and the key lifetime is probably the best, or key core event or whatever. But yeah.
Now, I'm curious to know how you tap into or I'm using that term. How do you get them to go
Put it
to
into
their past lives? It
the
sounds
tune
like
into past life.
everything you do is very abbreviated.
Yeah. Well, what you know, I tried having people, you know, imagine the you know, the what did I say? Past life where this came from, you know, and I would get, you know, mixed results, but oftentimes it would be spectacular. I mean, one gal said she had depression, okay, for years, lots and lots of depression, major depression. She said she'd been to 2 different EFT practitioners, you know, professional practitioners, and she was on this website, Tapping Buddies, where she would connect up with other people who learned EFT, and we tap along with them. So she had 2 EFT practitioners that didn't get any results. She didn't get results, and 4, I think it was 4 other EFT tapping buddies, no results. And so I said, all right, well, just humor me a little bit. Let's just try this the ordinary way. So we tapped on the depression. Nothing happened. I could see, okay. I said to her, all right, why don't you have those feelings from a past life scenario? They could be anything because it was past life. You don't know. Pretty soon she connects and she says, okay, I'm a young man and I'm put in this monastery with these old wise monks. And she should have put quotes around the old wise monks because they didn't understand her. And she says, there's no reason to live. So I hang myself. Okay? So it's a young man hangs himself. And so we tap on that depression around that, nothing happened. And then I said to her, all right, there's another emotion there. She says, anger. So we tap on the anger, one round. She's gasping in relief. She says, thank you, I got to go with me. Thank you, I got to go with me. And she was gone before I figured out what happened. Now that got my attention, you know. Past lives can work. You got to get to the key emotion and the key past lifetime.
Right. But I'm still curious, how, what do you just say? Hey, imagine a past life. And then they go, oh,
That was
okay, no problem.
my original thing was have those feelings form a past life scenario. Okay.
Have
was
those
my-
feelings form a past life scenario?
That's what I used for a
Okay.
long time. Okay.
Nature, nature.
But I have something that's better. Okay.
Okay.
Because I've had some great results with connecting with past lives. Okay. So
Yeah.
how do I get people to remember a past life? I went searching on the internet and I found this one really simple little thing where they said, imagine your past life is on the other side of this stone wall. Okay. And you're walking up an incline. So you can't see anything over the wall at first. And then you see a little something over the top of the stone wall, a color or something. And you keep going higher and higher. And pretty soon you see more and more and more. And I went, oh, okay, I'm going to try that. So basically, I had people, you know, what's the first clue? What's the next clue? What's the next clue? What's the next clue? And it works so beautifully. It's stunning. Okay. So what I do with people is here, I'll give you the words here. You can read them along with me. Okay. Control C, there, chat, there. Okay. Those are the words that I use. Okay. And so what I do with people is I say, all right, interrupt me when you clearly, the interrupt is usually for people that I suspect might be really quick. Okay. Or they've done it a few times with me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So interrupt me when you clearly connect with an event. Close your eyes,
Mm-hmm.
deep breath, and relax. Use your intention to open up the connection with your God mind so you get the clues, information, and love.
Oh, sweet.
Okay. Ask your God mind to limit any misguidance by me or your conscious mind during this session. And in a little bit, I'm going to ask you a question. The answer that you get could be subtle and may not make any sense at first. Grab whatever comes. Don't judge it. Don't change it. Just get it and tell me. Could be as simple as a word, color, sound, or feeling. These kinds of memories often come first by our feelings. Take another deep breath, relax some more. What's the first clue? It's very simple. And they get a little clue, and another little clue, and another little clue, and pretty soon they're connected. My classic one that I use to tell people is, what's the first clue? They get red. Okay, take another deep breath, relax some more. What's the next clue? Water, or no, watery. Okay, all right, take another deep breath, relax some more. Oh, it might be blood. Okay, take another deep breath, relax some more. What's the next clue? Oh, it's my blood. I've been stabbed. Oh, I'm dying. Sometimes it's that quick. Just what's the first clue? What's the next clue? What's the next clue? What's the next clue? Now,
What if when we are dealing with someone that I don't see anything, I don't feel anything, it's just I feel nothing, or I don't see nothing, or I feel nothing, or I don't hear nothing, you know? What do we do with that?
I had that with Peter. Okay. Peter turned out to be one of my best, well, one of my first really good consciousness astronauts. He was doing incredible things with the sessions. But the very first session, he said, I see nothing, 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 nothing. And I'm thinking about giving up. And pretty soon he says, you know, when I meditate, I try to get to nothing and I don't get there. And now I'm there. And I went, oh, okay. Well, just be with that nothing and enjoy it. I've been wanting to get there for a long time. Just feel it. You know, a couple minutes later, I said, all right, I want you to have that nothingness form the first clue. Off he went. He never had another problem.
So it could be okay with something making them up. Like, let's say if you're dealing with someone who doesn't meditate, you know, more like a mind-oriented person,
Yeah.
and then they feel like, okay, I feel nothing. All I feel is I'm lying on my bed. I'm just hearing whatever the noise outside, and you know how it is. Like they just so mind-oriented and they cannot have any imagination. How do we deal with people like that?
Okay. I have a new thing I haven't fully tried out yet. Okay. Those people I have just bypassed for the time being. Okay. I gave up on them.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't have a good answer, didn't have a good solution. But now I think I do. Okay. Now Gary Craig has this thing he calls tearless trauma, TEAR, like tears from the eyes. Okay. Tearless trauma technique. And I didn't pay attention to that at first, and then later on I realized, oh, I should have paid attention to it. Okay. And the concept the way I use it is very simple. Okay. Originally, what I did is I guided people to the trauma, and they would get close, but they couldn't really connect with the trauma. They just couldn't get there. And so I said, all right, I want you to take a guess. If you felt that full on, how strong it would be. And, you know, the answer might be 50 on a scale of 0 to 10. So, okay, we tap on that unknown 50. And after tapping, usually it's down to 20, like that, you know. Okay, let's tap again. And then it's down to a 12. And let's tap again. Then it's down to, say, a 7. And they may start remembering or understanding part of it. If they don't understand it all yet, we tap again. And then it's down to a 3, and by then they almost certainly know what it is. And we tap that away. It worked beautifully.
So does this also work for the people they don't want to go into the trauma or don't feel anything like except the joy? Does this method work for these people they don't want to feel?
I don't know. I haven't tried it.
Okay, I'll try it.
Okay.
I try it.
One of the things that people don't get anything, I'm going to now assume that they've got a fear or a block there. And I'm going to ask them to imagine that there's a fear there or a big block, and tell me, just take a guess as to how strong it is.
Oh, okay.
And it might be a 50, okay? It might be a 50. We tap on that unknown 50, it should go down.
Oh, okay. So it can be like they can conceptualize like the one word like fear. It doesn't have to be specific like trauma they experienced when they're kids.
Yeah, well, the tearless trauma method is to guess as to how strong it is.
Oh, that's good. So
And
that's a good for more mind-oriented people.
I think so.
So let me get this straight. When they have trauma they can't connect with for whatever reason, you just assume that there's a block, and then you have them direct their attention on that, and you say, what is the level?
To just guess, yeah.
Guess. Just guess what is the level.
You can look on the internet and read Gary Craig's tearless trauma method.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
It's slightly different. It's slightly different than what I'm saying because those are traumas from this lifetime. Okay.
Gary who?
Gary Craig.
Thank you.
Yeah, Gary Craig, EFT.
So you go at it a little indirectly, like you go at the block and you reduce the level of emotional trigger, and then that removes the block.
It reduces it and reduces it and reduces it, yeah.
And then they can, oh wow, that's great.
It is.
Wow, that's so great.
What it seems like to me, at least this is my understanding that I'm gathering, is like this life's traumas, if it's like one simple event that you can pinpoint to and it's just this life trauma, you should be able to tap on that with a 4-minute miracle and clear it. But if it's past life, then you have to go further into the past life trauma. Is that
Well,
sort
no,
of an appropriate
I
understanding?
I would say no,
Okay.
because if they have a memory of a trauma in this lifetime, it's usually very difficult. Now, if you use the tearless trauma method, it might be better. But again, I don't think it's that useful to go at it for any time for trauma in this lifetime, except for the 4-minute miracles. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just because like I have PTSD. I worked in critical care and trauma emergency medicine for 12 years, and some of the things I've seen and done are pretty horrific. So I have a lot of trauma that, like, once I got out of that field and sort of started trying to heal all that trauma that came up, like I can pinpoint specific events that happened, but like I'm trying to think of like how that would even tie to past lives. Are you saying that, like, so for each event that bothers me was probably relating to something in a past life?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I've seen it again and again and again.
Well, if there is no past, present, and future, and we're all just alternate aspects of the same soul experiencing itself in different ways, in different timelines, that's not a good word, then it's all a matter of finding the aspect that you can use the tapping to reduce the emotional charge so that you can get in and neutralize it. And then that has that cascading effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
for instance, I worked with this guy who was from South Africa. Okay, he'd had PTSD for over 30 years.
Oh, wow.
He was in the Angola War,
Mm.
and he wanted to work on his PTSD. And I said, no, we're just going to let your deep mind guide you to what you need the most. Okay. What he got guided to was being a young woman below deck on a boat, and the boat sank. It was chaos and death. Okay. We tapped
Yep.
on that one round. Seemed to be gone. And then pretty soon he says, I think this has something to do with what happened in Angola. And he explained that where their, quote, enemy was, they had microphones, and when they got into the building, they bombed the doorway so they couldn't get out. And then they bombed the building, and it was chaos and death. He said he knew exactly how they felt. After he saw that past life drowning, he understood why he had those feelings. One round of tapping, that PTSD was gone. Just completely gone.
Mm.
It took about 6 or 7 minutes. It was gone. You can see that on YouTube. Just look up my last name, Duisman, and his first name, Victor, and you'll see on YouTube his video that he made out of the recording I made with him. And it took 6 or 7 minutes, and his PTSD was gone completely. And I talked with his wife, I don't know, 5 or 6 years after the tapping, 2 years ago. And she said PTSD is still completely gone. That one event was behind his PTSD.
Yeah.
So those past life traumas, when they come up, okay, similar things come up again, they're re-triggered.
Uh-huh.
Those emotions are re-triggered. For instance, my very first past life healing that I did for myself, I was living in Oregon with this woman, and it was, we had electric heat in the house, and we had a wood stove, and it wasn't smart to heat the winter with electric heat because they're going to be very expensive. So we needed wood. We had a wood shed, we had a wood stove, but the wood shed leaked like a sieve. So I got some plastic and I asked her to help me put the plastic up over the woodshed. We're doing that, putting boards and rocks on it. And she found this metal fence post and she put it up there pretty roughly. And it hit a button for me. And I went, "What are you doing? You're going to poke a hole in it." I took it down. She liked the fact that I reacted. So she picked up the metal fence post and threw it on top of the plastic. And I started screaming. And I'm taking my microphone. Right? "What are you doing?" Ah! Okay. Really gigantic button. So I excused myself. I said, I think you can finish this up. I got to go be with me and my emotions here. So I went in the house and started asking myself questions. Pretty soon I asked myself a good question. What is the feeling telling me? And the answer came right away. The feeling is telling me that my life depends upon the integrity of the material. And I went, okay, that's not the case. Must have been something earlier in this lifetime. So I scanned this lifetime. Nope, never was my life dependent upon integrity of material. And the next thought was like, oh, I'm in deep doo-doo. But I did study past lives with the Ascended Masters a little bit, how they work. So maybe I can do it. So I started asking myself more questions, and pretty soon I asked myself another good question. How could my life depend upon integrity of material? And the word canoe came. It came a different way. I don't know how, but it came right away, a different way. So I said, what do I do with this? No, I imagine myself in a canoe. I'm imagining myself sitting in a canoe, and there's a woman on the other end of the canoe, and I think she's a horrible dingling. And my reasoning comes in and says, she's really angry with me. Reasoning comes in and says she's really angry at you because you probably told her she was a horrible dingling. So she's super angry. And so there I'm in the canoe with her, and I say, I need that tool over there. She picks up this sharp tool and she throws it here. And there's that feeling. Oh, you dingling! What did you do that for? Okay. Now, before this, I was thinking the woman I was living with was a horrible dingling. And I was feeling guilty for overreacting. Okay. So when I saw this past life, well, I already saw it. I felt it. Okay. It was not really very visual. This past life scene, it all started to resolve. I stopped feeling guilty for overreacting because it was a memory of dying. You know, we were probably in a big cold lake, both died. And then I'm distracted here by the message here. So it all started to resolve in about 15 minutes. It was gone. My roommate was blown away. Okay, my housemate was blown away. And I was thrilled because I saw that all of these upsets that had been before, you know, just come up and grab me, could be resolved. Wow, that's mighty cool. That led to a lot of this work I've done.
That's a good one.
So I got
Did you keep on thinking that your roommate was a horrible feeling?
No, that dropped quite a bit. But it was, you know, it was wasn't thinking, it was feeling. Okay. It was a feeling. You horrible dingling, you know. And after I resolved it, like, okay, yeah, you know, I didn't feel she gained huge competence, but she did something fantastic for me by throwing that fence post up there. So that was pretty cool, you know.
Yeah.
I got this message from Erica. You lead them one clue to another, then when asked what feeling this person is experiencing, then do tapping, repeat tapping until it gets to 0, and 0 in on the field too.
I think she was answering the previous question. So, because Tatiana had asked, how do you end the...
Okay, yeah. You can see some of the sessions I've done. That's better than me giving you words, okay, or hear sessions. So when you hear the sessions, you see how it works. And the person feels. I mean, there's there's often little nuances there, you know. And I now have a process that I call victim perpetrator. About a year or so ago, I was working with Katia, and she connected with being a young man in a past life who starved to death. Daddy left the family. Baby brother starved to death first, mama starved to death next, and he starved to death last. And we tried tapping on that, it wouldn't go down. And because of all of these patterns that I've seen before, I said, all right, you know, like the one I told you about the killing people and enjoying it, okay? There was a perpetrator there. When she killed people, she was a perpetrator. And so I said, all right, go to a lifetime where you were the other side of the starving to death, like a perpetrator. And tell me what you get. Pretty quickly, she says, I'm a wealthy, influential Frenchman, and somebody didn't follow my orders. I had them put in jail, and I proceeded to starve them to death. I was going to show everybody that you don't go against my orders. And she saw that. She was really, oh, I did that. Okay, we tapped that away. And after we tapped that away, where she was a wealthy, influential Frenchman that caused the guy to starve to death, he didn't have any remorse until after the guy was dead. I said, all right, take a look at being starved to death. Zero, no intensity there at all. All gone. It was all in being the perpetrator. So now I do victim perpetrator patterns. Usually what happens is people connect with the victim first, and then I say, okay, I want you to connect now. After we tap that all away, I want you to connect now with being the other side of that. Why did you create that? Usually it's being a perpetrator. We tap that perpetrator pain away, and it's doubly clear. Really, really cool.
So that's how, like, let's say one past life shows up to the client, how we lead, like after we finish victim past life, then go to perpetrator.
Yeah, that's what I do. And it might not be a perpetrator, it might be something else. I did one the other day where it was the why they created that was to create a fast track learning. They created a horrendous trauma because it was a fast track learning. It's not always a perpetrator, but who knows?
When you're tapping in the past life one, when you say like we tapped on it, are you using the same wording and verbiage of the
Yep.
the 4-minute miracle tapping? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted clarity on that.
There's a part of blank that knows how to.
Mm-hmm.
So they fill in that blank, you know, heal that old pain, heal that terror, trauma, whatever. All the same words. Yeah.
Okay. Good. I thought it was. I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
By the way, something comes to my mind, just not very important, but if you're leading for multiple people, when I lead for multiple people, I say there's a part of, for instance, Kelly, that knows how to let go and heal this old trauma. That part of her being is willing to inform the rest of her now. Okay? I do it this way because then everybody else who's tapping along with us doesn't have to change the pronouns. That's just something I've done. It's not huge, but it's kind of useful.
It is. Thank you.
So,
Can we?
go ahead.
I have a last question. Can we, let's say, if I want to tap for people like who are watching my Facebook or something, and we want to do like collective tapping. So
Okay.
everybody gonna address like this part of me. Let's say let's tap on the topic of fear, but everybody is having a different fear, right? And then we can do it together. Like the part of me knows how to whatever, and they can do it when they're watching it. But they're watching it, so I can do it with them. but I can lead it, like record it that way, and they can watch it and do it on their own.
Yeah. There's
Can
a
that be
part,
possible?
you can say there's a part of me that knows how to, and you do the tapping, and they can watch you. Let go and heal this fear. And you can put in words there that, they can put in their own words. This, this dog fear, this starvation fear, whatever, have them change the words slightly. Yeah.
Maybe I can come up with general whatever, and then I tell them you can add whatever after,
Yeah.
whatever is missing.
Yeah. There's a lot of EFT videos out there like that where people do that.
Mm-hmm.
What I do, I think is pretty much unique, is I have a way to zero in on the 4-minute miracle material. Okay, simple single events, and those simple single event based things are very quick and powerful. I have a track record of about 90% with 1 or 2 rounds of tapping. Okay, I get an issue 90% of the time with 1 or 2 rounds of tapping. I don't quit then if I don't get it, but 90%. And what's that?
That's great.
Yeah. And what I found again and again and again is that the reason it doesn't work is complexity. One of the most memorable failures was about, I don't know, 6 months or a year ago. I had done 2 rounds of tapping. It wasn't down. And I said, what else is there? It seemed like a simple event. Yeah, well, John was watching. I said, okay, let's tap on the reaction to John watching. We tapped on the reaction to John watching, and then it was gone. Simple is actually quite tricky. So be careful. If you want to give a quick result, you got to keep it simple.
That's great.
So we're over an hour and a half now. Any last important questions?
No, this is great. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Are we meeting next Thursday or?
We can, as long as everybody wants to. I'm game.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
We
Thank you
you.
very
can do a
much,
past life
George.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could do a
Thank
past life.
you.
We can do a
Yeah.
past life session. And the first time we do a past life session with somebody, I insist that we let their deep mind guide them to the proper issues with one clue at a time, not what their conscious mind thinks they want.
Cool.
I screwed up once. I was working with somebody. I thought we'd done 2 optimums, as I call them, past lives. We'd only done 1. It didn't work well at all. And I looked, I said, I thought we did 2 of these. Nope, we'd only done 1.
Mm.
So that was a wonderful confirmation that 2 is the right number. I've been doing it for years.
All right, darling. See you next week.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
One more thing.
George.
One more
Okay.
thing. It's really cool if you can connect with me. And we got Zoom contact. And for instance, if I have a link to the video file that somebody else records, I can have them share it, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.